So I was watching, I think it was that, I was watching that and TJ Holmes and Amy were covering it. And I was like, these two are sleeping together. Hi everyone, welcome back to No Light Tarot. My name is Hallie. So grateful to have you all. If you're not a member, I have a membership for $4.99 a month. Thank you to all the new members. The community is growing and I'm so grateful. Like last week we had so many new members, so thank you. I am beyond grateful. So with that being said, what you get in the membership is that you get early access to new videos. You get a chance to win a tarot reading with me. This holiday, I am going to be doing a holiday live where I do giveaways and so forth. So it's really worth it. If you want to sign up, click the join button below if you have a desktop. If not, go to the membership tab. Okay, so sorry, I just scratched my microphone. Hope that didn't hurt. So today, the video I'm going to be doing is about the news I just broke about Amy Robach and TJ Holmes. This story broke the day after I recorded my videos. I record videos for the next week. So I wanted to include it in the live that I had, but I didn't have a lot of time, and I've been doing Harry Styles, which a lot of you have said to me, well, what about Zayn? What about Zayn? Zayn hasn't been that active. So I usually focus on hot topics. I will bring an update very soon about Zayn, but as a whole, Zayn has been very quiet. So just put that out there. It's not me. I react to what is current. So I decided to do this video. In fact, this is really funny. I would say, okay, if you don't know anything about me, I'm a huge Real Housewives fanatic. I used to be Desperate Housewives fanatic, Real Housewives fanatic, which Real Housewives is based off Desperate Housewives. There's just something about housewives that are bored and have money and that fight with each other that I just love. Anyways, they were covering a story that happened on Real Housewives. I think it was about Garcelle. Long story short, this woman on Beverly Hills, if you've seen my channel, I covered it. She had bots sent to her child. So I was watching, I think it was that, I was watching that and TJ Holmes and Amy were covering it. And I was like, these two are sleeping together. And I told my friend was like, no, stop being paranoid. And I was like, let me tell you something. They are definitely, I have, as an intuitive, I have an ability to see when people are sleeping together. Now, this is a personal story, so if you don't want to listen, you can always jump ahead. So if you're like, oh, focus on the readings, but I feel like telling the story. A long time ago, I would say like 5 years ago, I used to work at this restaurant, okay? And one day I saw two of my managers standing next to each other and they were talking. And the energy between them was they had so much chemistry. Now both of them, one had a fiance, the other had a boyfriend. And I could just sense, I told my colleague, I was like, they are sleeping together. And he was like, same thing that my friend said. No, stop being gossip, blah, blah, blah. 2 weeks later, that same friend comes to me and he's like, how did you know? And I was like, how do I know what? He's like, how did you know they were sleeping together? I was like, because I know. And apparently his fiance found out the receipts. She contacted the restaurant, tried to get him fired. Apparently they're still together. I don't know. We have mutual friends, but I don't really talk to him. But yep, that's what happened. So I have the sixth sense that I can tell when people are sleeping together. And when I saw that on GMA3, that story, I was like, they are sleeping together. I'm telling you. My friend was like, don't be dramatic. And I was like, I just have that sense. I could tell. And so when this broke, I was like, I texted her like, you see what I'm talking? You see what I'm saying? She was like, wow. So I really wanted to cover this because I did see it. Literally. Not literally, but like I saw the energy and I called it. And if you don't know, if you haven't been keeping up, TJ Holmes and Amy Robach, they're both on Good Morning America 3. They have been spotted out kissing, making out, being together as a couple. It allegedly started when they still had spouses. I do want to clear that up through tarot. It is intuitive based. I have a strong suspicion that they did start before. And I looked up, okay, so when I was looking, because I've been so into this story, so incredibly into this story, because I was like, I called it. And what fascinates me, TJ Holmes is very, very good looking. I've always thought so for many, many years. I still have a big crush on him. But what I find very interesting about TJ Holmes, when I always say this, Leos look like lions. And he looks like this Leo that I had a story about recently. And I said he looks like him. He is a Leo. I looked at his birthday. He's a Leo. Sun of Leo. I was like, I think she's Aquarius. I just get the vibe. She's Aquarius. And her and I share the same birthday. We're both Sun and Aquarius. And if you know anything about what I say a lot of the time about like opposite signs, we can really, especially with Leos, I have this real strong connection, whether it's friendship, whether it's romance, when especially the last Leo that I met in terms of like romantic, it feels like combustion. It feels like you know. So when they were laughing and giggling, I was like, that looks kind of familiar. You know. So opposite signs, and we shall see. So I pulled up the past, the present, and the future. So the past, the Eight of Wands, Knight of Swords, and the Temperance. So I do think that they wanted to be friends. I actually think TJ was very interested in her. Not necessarily physically. Yes, that too. But again, he was married. And I think this was during his first wife, because now he's done with his second. It's always a red flag to me when somebody has at least 2 ex-wives or husbands, you know, because then it's like, what are you doing? Have you taken accountability, you know, for how you are? If you take accountability, fine, whatever. But if you constantly blame for other people, blaming it on other people, or like jumping from relationship to relationship, and if you guys follow my Harry videos, whenever I talk about Aquarius, I say we have a tendency to jump from relationship to relationship. And that's something I had to work on in myself, because I used to do that too. I'd be like, okay, I'm in a relationship. I didn't cheat, but I was like, okay, this person's interested in me. In fact, I did it up until very recently, about 3 years ago. I did it. It's the last time I did it. And the person I ended up in a relationship with was very, very toxic. And I decided to take accountability myself, because I didn't need to jump into the other one. The person I was with wasn't ready to fully commit. So I was like, you know what? There's somebody who does want to commit. Breaking up with this person for that person. And it never ends well. Breaking up with somebody for somebody else, never, ever ends well. I'm testament to that. So after that, I did some healing, went to therapy, really dug within myself to see why I felt the need to be so quick to make things happen, you know, so fast. And a lot of the time when there's that chemistry that, like, he wasn't a Leo, he was a Scorpio, but we had very strong chemistry. You know, he's a musician and, well, an artist, producer, artist, and just feeling all that energy and so forth and so forth. And I saw this on Dr. Phil, I'm not a huge Dr. Phil fan, but he had a good quote, and he said that if it's meant to be today, it's also meant to be in a month, in a year, in 10 years. And I thought, wow, that's so profound, you know? If we're really meant to be with somebody, you can wait. You can wait, not necessarily for them, but for yourself to heal in order to be in a healthy relationship. So at the present, excuse me, the Tower, Nine of Swords, Serenity. I strongly see here that it's almost like they are going to be together for now. And guys, I see people in the comment section like, it's never gonna last. I guarantee you it won't, because it just doesn't. These things don't last like that. There's another big couple where somebody left somebody for somebody else, and look what happened, you know? So it really, for now, they think it's going to. They think they're going to be together. They're planning. I do strongly feel like their chemistry started a very long time ago. And I wouldn't be surprised if they cheated. In fact, I strongly believe they both cheated. I think he is a serial cheater, which we will get to the future. But I want to say this really quickly, because I feel like men have standards for marriage and women don't carry the same standards. And I'm going to explain to you what I mean. I think when, as a culture, and I'm just generalizing here, when men look for partners, they look for somebody to sustain a relationship with, you know, like character, you know, sometimes obviously attraction first, like, can I stay attracted to this person? But they look for character. They look for, are they humble? Are they, you know, blah, blah, blah. But I think when women look for spouses, we look for, are they obviously attractive? Do they make a lot of money? You know, and obviously because we want a provider, but a lot of the time we look for things that are short term and not long term. And let me tell you, I did that for a very long time, so I'm speaking to my former self. But a playboy, and I get very strong playboy energy with this guy. A playboy will not change. And you can't make him a husband, you know? So, and that's the difference between men and women. Like, I suppose we call it shaming if a man is like, okay, this woman seems kind of like a playgirl, you know? But I don't think it is. If somebody is continually showing you that they can't stay faithful, they haven't stayed faithful in any of their relationships, they are clearly out for physicality, that's a sign that they're probably not ready. They're not relationship material. Plain and simple. So with the future being the Star, Aquarius card, Awakening, and 5 of Crystals. So they're going to try to milk this financially. This is what I see happening. Oh my goodness. TJ's gone. TJ's gone. If it's not now, it's going to be in the near future. They're digging up stories about him right now. Human resources digging up stories about him, seeing if he was a flirtatious person or with everybody, which Leos, Aquarius too, so, but I don't flirt with everybody. But we can be big flirts. When it comes to your money, stop playing games with money and flirting around the office, because I see that there's been whispers of him doing stuff like that. And right now, especially with Awakening, they're finding out, and she's gonna find out too. And you know what's funny? I don't know if you guys remember how, okay, so I've been talking recently about what's happening with children in the entertainment industry. And when the man who they say killed himself but didn't kill himself, the one who had an island, you know, when the story broke, she was caught on a hot mic saying that she had everything about even the royal family's involvement and so forth and so forth. So this is not her first scandal. She's just very good at hiding her scandals. Somebody above is protecting her because she's good at her job. Now, she's going to come out unscathed from this, but he's not. I strongly see him getting fired, and that's what's going to create distance in their relationship. because he's going to feel resentful towards her. So I see it lasting another 4 years. People are going to that's the thing, guys, this is not your relationship. People are taking it so personally, I think. And I'm like that too. I actually think cheating on your husband or wife should be a federal crime. I do. I definitely believe that. That's just my personal opinion. Especially if you're going to get married under the government. Like, the government should have certain means to make sure that people don't cheat. I think it's horrible. But on the other side of it, it's not our place to, I mean, I've been cheated on a few times, and I don't feel the need to be like, oh my god, they're cheaters, blah, blah, blah. Like, I completely hate them and so forth, because it's not my story. And I think people are attaching themselves way too much to this story. It's not really that healthy, you know. So a lot of these people that are attaching themselves to this story are going to continually write to GMA. They're going to continually write to ABC. They're going to try to cancel the show. They're going to boycott it, so forth and so forth. And because of that, 5 Swords, Justice, 10 of Cups. Okay, so TJ, I see, will, after he is fired, try to sue. He's going to get a severance package. Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords. But they're not going to be together. Queen of Cups and Queen of Swords. And then he's going to come out and be like, it was racial. No. Okay, fire signs as a whole, especially Sagittarius. I'm going to say Sagittarius. Fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It's very important to take accountability. I think I see a lot of fire signs not able. People in general, but especially I'm seeing fire signs recently in my life not taking accountability. And he's not going to take accountability. He's going to say, hey, this happened to me because I was black and blah, blah, blah. And when honestly, truly, I do not think race has anything to do with this. Anything to do with this. So that's what I see. I would love to hear what to say. The story is just too juicy. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.